Hi, this is Kim Watson. Welcome to my cryptocurrency review for the 22nd of October, the week commencing the 22nd of October. Although it's difficult to say whether things are going to move, whether it is a day or a week at the moment on these currencies. Many of them are sitting there either at near or at bottoms of similar levels. The Bitcoin here is sitting somewhere in between recent highs and recent lows, so it's middling at the moment, to be fair to it. Now, interesting article I read recently was on J.P.Morgan suggesting that the US is going to have a recession within 2 years, or the probability is 60%, and in 3 years 80%. And of course, what does that lead to? It's people looking for alternatives to other safe investments if a recession does happen. Of course, needless to say, a lot of the headlines grabbing there are, headlines grabbing is the suggestion that cryptos could form the basis of some of that safety. Fundamentally, it's a flawed argument largely at the moment, because unless there is approval from the SEC, etc., they're not going to be part of any really large portfolios. That's not to say there isn't development between then and now and then, which could do that. So there are potential, but whether that should drive the price at the moment is another matter. Surely that the technicals and the fundamentals will start moving higher nearer the time, as opposed to when there's the signs of a crash or recession, as opposed to 2 years in advance of it, when it could really be 3 years. And anyway, so you can see what I'm saying. There's this more hope. There's the sign of hope, and it seems like that's what's building these markets to a large extent and trying to push them through. Twitter accounts doing their best to hype, and at the end of the day, it comes back to the fundamentals. And if you look at the volume is just slipping out of Bitcoin here, and it's not really going anywhere. It's not particularly going downwards with a lower volume either. It's holding its own basically, and that's where it may just well sit for some time yet. There are the chances of these odd days that come out, is the best way to describe them, such as the 15th. It's not in any clear trend here. Well, it is in a clear trend, a sideward trend, a ranging trend between the highs and lows there. So that's where I see Bitcoin continuing for now. EOS, similar sort of situation. It had the same sort of spike on the 15th there, but again, it's middling at the moment. We've still got this sort of, well, clearer wedge that's sort of forming through from this. In fact, I could just draw that from the lows there. You see it's pretty much a solid old wedge which has been tested previously there. Is this the bottom? Are we going to start seeing a movement? Well, often when there are wedges like this, unfortunately, we see further downside, but the depth of the wedge isn't that big to see. It may make new lows, but it may. At the moment, technically, it's just running sideward. Ripple, well, Ripple had the market certainly rippled there on the 15th as well, but again, just really staying pretty close to range here, sort of central range of where it's been sitting for some time, not giving any clear indication of direction. Ethereum seems to, when I was mentioning, some of them are sitting around their lows, but Ethereum is one of them. It's not far off it's not quite down to the absolute lows there, but it's struggling to do anything technically here. To make it look a bit more exciting, all you can do is reduce the chart a little bit to make it, even that doesn't do a lot of good in terms of showing much in the way of action. And realistically, if people are looking to be trading these coins, they want to be in them for a longer term most likely, and they want to see some sort of trend, and there isn't one there at the moment, so that leaves it difficult. Tron, same. It's in a bit of a rising wedge. Let's have a look at that. I'm going to say rising wedge. It's a bit of a pennant pattern running through there. It's not really coming back to too much. Let's pop that on there and slip the other side there. It's more, a bit of a wedgy sort of pattern there. It's not the clearest, but again, range bound. I mean, it'd be logical almost to sell into the highs there and buy back towards the lows. No clear signs, so it's the signal right the way across here. Buy finance, or Binance even, there's no in there. See, everything's seen the same. It was a blip and that was it, and it again is just running sideways. I mean, these markets, they broke through their trend lines a little bit here, pulled back, retested, and went actually through back to the sort of bodies of the lows there. Very little to talk about on these at the moment, aside of they're pretty much in channels. So as I said, range traders may be okay. Whether this is as true bottoms in these markets, well, if they're going to go as high as a lot of people are saying they're going to go, I think you can be waiting for a bit before you get in. It's a case of true patience, I guess. And of course, remembering the 5th of November is a key date for some of the funds that are exchange traded funds that are looking to be started with Bitcoin. So we'll see how we go with that. So it's still a bit of time, quite a time off yet. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great week. Bye for now.